Oh no, we're going back, baby.
Oh, we're going
What was your
back,
answer.
baby.
Yeah. Gentlemen, I've been waiting for this moment. I can't.
Finally.
Mark Cromwell Williams. His name is Cole.
Finally.
His name is Mike. My name is Jay.
Finally.
We like anime. This is episode
No.
169 of AniPro.
You are not the
Nice.
boss here.
Nice, Jay. Nice. It is episode 169. What are we doing this week, Jay?
This
keep
week
going.
We are okay. We're gonna keep going.
Oh,
This
wait,
week
I yelled
we
over
are
in there.
reviewing the Kyoani darling known as Tamako Market, as well as a little surprise that Cole has planned for us. I have no idea what it is. So he's gonna take us into his devious little scheme here, and I'll pass the baton over to him and see what's going on. What's
Thank
up
you, Jay.
here?
Thank you, Jay. You've done a bang up job introducing this episode, but listen, let the pros take over here now. We're reviewing Tamako Market. I figured it was slightly appropriate. You know, they kind of eat snacks in Tamako Market, so we're gonna go over the top snacks of all time, and we're gonna just play
Primarily, they eat mochi in Tamako Market, right?
They do primarily eat mochi, so maybe that'll be on the list. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
But before we get into any of that stuff, why don't you leave a like down below? Maybe subscribe if you want to. All of that would be really cool. But Michael, I see you got the black shirt memo today.
Sure did.
Yeah. How are you doing today? I hear you're feeling great.
I am feeling great. Wonderful and wonderfully great. Like I think what Cole's alluding to, like I said on the podcast last week, is I got sick. I got sick.
There we go.
I
There we
got a
go.
little bit of an illness from the fam here.
It's
But I'm getting over
AniPro
it.
tradition that I have to call out anybody for being sick.
Yeah. And you know
Except
why
for
that
when
is?
you're sick.
Because
it's-
Cole gets sick the most by
Yeah.
far.
even
and
when
he's
I'm
like-
sick, I bring it up
Yeah.
because it's an
Yeah.
excuse for me to not like show up 100% and be like,
Okay.
I'm sick. Sorry, I'm only 98% today.
I'm only using
yeah.
10% of my brain today.
This all checks out.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm feeling good today. I you know, when I'm in the phase of a cold where like you have already got through the tough stuff,
Mhm.
and then you're just dealing with like the 2 weeks of congestion that comes after it. Where
Yes.
you're hawking up loogies, you're blowing your nose, and your brain's coming out. It's just all that. But then I get the added joy of like it's winter, so like every time I blow my nose, there's like blood because it's just
So
it's because
dry.
we live in a dry and cold place. But hopefully,
Yeah.
I think that's going to change very shortly because I looked at the forecast and it doesn't get below like minus 15 really again. Hopefully, the forecast
we'll
holds
see.
true.
We'll see. We should say
Yeah.
15 Celsius, by the way.
Minus 15 Celsius. But yeah, it's an average going forwards like in the low. It's like minus 0 to like minus 10 during the day
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
here on out, which is
Yeah.
like you're listening from the States right now, and that's like 20 degrees, I think, or something like that. No,
It's cold. You're probably
It's cold.
thinking,
Yeah.
oh man, that's cold. But for us,
yeah.
that's like nice. It's nice. My car said it was minus 8 today, Celsius. And I was like, this is a nice warm day.
I know. It's like, yeah, okay, minus 10's 14 Fahrenheit. So yeah, like 20-ish degrees.
Yeah, 20-ish, in and around
And
there.
we're happy about this, just so you
Yeah.
know. We're very happy about this.
Yeah, the sun's shining.
Yeah.
My car is an absolute mess because all the snow's melting.
It's brutal. It is
yeah.
truly brutal.
But
Yeah.
you know what? I take
And-
it. I've had people say like, "Oh, winter's done." I'm like, "No, you haven't been here long enough. Then
Yeah.
we're gonna get like one or two more good snowstorms. I think."
Oh,
And
there
then-
will be. Don't worry, Cole. There is snow in the forecast that I looked at, but
Winter is coming.
snow I can handle. Snow to me, cool, whatever. I know how to handle snow. I just don't want to go outside and have my face hurt. I walked
yes.
into work during this we had a cold snap where it was like minus 40 every day for like a week and a half. Right?
Yeah, it's very cold. Yeah.
And I walked into work one day and literally like my eyes started watering and then the water from my eyes started freezing from how cold it was. Just purely
Yeah.
how cold it was. Yeah.
I'm a bearded fellow, and yeah, you walk from your car into where you're going, and like your beard is frozen from the warm breath freezing on you.
Yeah.
on your beard.
It's ridiculous. We shouldn't live in a place like this.
It's been minus 40 Fahrenheit here a couple days.
That's true. That is true.
To put that into perspective.
Yeah. I think they catch up, right?
Yeah,
minus 40
40 is when they catch up.
Is like where they equal out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jay, going back to Cole's little interlude there about how like it's quite sloppy out in springtime here because like all the snow melts and it's all the salt and sand and it's gritty and grimy and wet and cold. You are a walker. You are a person who walks and takes public transit. I can't imagine that's any better. In
right now it's fine.
Yeah.
As literally any weather, it's all about how you dress. As long as you're dressing appropriately for the weather, you're not even going to notice it. So like,
you got your boots, you got your shorts on, you're good to go.
Got your goggles for all of the cars splashing.
Jay's walking down the streets, boots, shorts, and goggles only.
Next week, Jay's going to come on the pod with like the raccoon eyes, just dirt everywhere, and then just like clean eyes from his goggles.
Yeah. But I've been ranting and raving about a place we live for too long. And I'm sure, I just know somewhere deep down in my heart that Jay still has something to say. And I want to hear what it is.
Yes, Jay. I too want to hear what it is. But like, let me talk for a second here and just say, I want to know. Exactly. I also, like Mike, want to know what you have to say.
And I'm glad Cole... I'm glad you did that, Cole, because it's really important we let Jay get his thoughts out.
Yeah, no, and I will. And I will.
And
I just
you will. Yeah.
I just also want to express how much I want to know what Jay has to say.
If at this point, why don't you just want to just tell us what you have on your mind? And
No, Jay.
You have to follow Cole's not going to speak out of turn here. Cole's not going to speak out of turn.
I could never speak over your time. So
that's
Jay,
fair.
please.
So Cole, why don't you tell us how badly you want to hear my thoughts?
Okay, I'm done.
Hold on. No.
My bit's done.
No. I need to clearly and concisely hear just how much you need to know what I'm thinking. Because that's what's on my mind this week.
Okay. Can you tell me what's on your mind, Jay? Please. That's how much
certainly.
I want to know. Thank you.
And Mike's dying. This week,
what?
I guess we can talk about that.
Okay.
I had pizza for lunch today, which like,
whoa, there it is.
And a lot of the time I hear like, oh, Little Caesars is like the worst place to get pizza from.
It's not the best place. Certainly not the best.
You know what? I had Little Caesars. Not to talk over your thing again, Jay. I had Little Caesars for supper after recording last week. It hit really well.
I was that's what I was getting to. Like I had it today and it was like really, really good. And I was like, there's who's saying that Little Caesars isn't good? Because like they might be wrong. Little Caesars is kind of.
I wouldn't say they're wrong, but I think you guys have Little Caesars more than once in like a week span, and to me, it's like every now and then Little Caesars hits, but then you start to realize like, oh, okay, this just isn't that great. Like,
I think that's better.
Oh, they've got a hit rate of like 30% probably. Like 1 in 3 times you get it, it's like this is good.
Yeah, kind of like
the last
KFC
time
up here too.
What I say is get the stuffed crust because then you know that they made it.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a hot and ready pizza.
I think that's the problem. Is like most people when they rate Little Caesars, they're rating the hot and ready. Hot and ready's not the strat.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
go
off, Kings. Go off.
Well,
that's the whole thing. Is the hot and ready.
Yeah. Well, I get it delivered, right? So like, I don't care if it takes another minute or two, right? If I'm going into Little Caesars, give me a hot and ready because I need sustenance.
I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
I need sustenance. I don't care. But like it's been sitting there, right? So if you order it and you say, okay, give me the stuffed crust because I know they're going to take the time and they're actually going to have to make it.
And then they put like garlic butter on the crust and like,
that's a good move. Yeah. I do love a garlic butter.
Yeah. That's what I would say. If you order it, make sure that they're like actually preparing it. And that's one way to make sure that it's being prepared is to get the stuffed crust because they don't have that hot and ready.
I genuinely think I've only ever had hot and readies for what it's worth.
That's probably what the whole hullabaloo of Little Caesars not being good is.
Yeah.
That being
so how was
said,
your Little Caesars, Jay?
I had stuffed crust today, so
Mhm.
it was fresh and it was really, really good.
Good.
What
What
are
kind
the
of
toppings?
pizza?
My favorite pizza, chicken and
Veg.
onion, but then I also
Oh.
put green pepper on.
Nice.
That's a good
one.
combo. That's a good
Yeah,
combo.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
And
like
it was really good.
it. My go-to Little Caesars is like the combo. So you get like the medium pepperoni
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
the crazy bread.
Mm.
And man, that crazy bread, it's just bread. I'm not,
Isn't it
I'm not,
just
not
like
disillusioned.
breadsticks? Isn't it just
Yeah, it's like breadsticks.
it's just their dough cooked without any toppings on it, basically?
Yeah, but then they
I'm
put like the
assuming.
garlic seasoning and stuff on it, and then they give you a little
Mhm.
dip. And
Oh, I do like dips.
again, that's something you got to eat that while it's still hot, because if you
Mhm.
wait, it turns into the packing peanuts and
Gloop.
glue. Yeah, just hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
That reminds me of when I worked at a pizza place when I was in university, and like we made the breadsticks out of the crusts. We would just like cut them into sticks. Basically, we'd cook a crust and cut it into sticks, and like we would leave them on top of the oven so they stayed warm. And like if someone didn't take them and they sat there for like overnight, the next morning you'd come in and they were literally like you could hurt
Rocks.
somebody with them. They were literally like
Yeah.
solid.
Gunk.
It's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's
Like,
what happens to crazy bread. Yeah,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the cartoony, like you bang it against something and the thing it's banged against gets destroyed.
yeah.
Exactly. Banging horses.
Yeah.
Mr. Hands.
Speaking of
Anything
banging
else?
horses, Cole, what's on your mind?
Hey, how's it going? I told you guys that in confidence. What's on my mind? I'm sleepy. I had to take a nap after work today. I was up too late watching hockey.
Oh yeah.
A big win for the boys. Let's go, Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Yeah,
Last
no,
week
it
we
was
said we'd for sure lose, and guess what?
guess
we're
what?
dead.
No, it's
We
still
did.
our game.
That's the secret, Cap. You say that you're gonna lose, and then you end up winning. But if you say you're gonna win,
Mhm.
mm-mm.
No,
That's
and it
true.
was for those of you who didn't watch the game, it went to overtime.
Cole's talking about
Great,
the
'cause of course
the four
Four Nations
Cup, the
face
hockey
off.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the final was, of course, who else could it possibly be but Canada and the United States of America? Wonderful game.
Mhm.
Went to overtime because how else could this game possibly end?
Yeah.
At the end of the
it's
second
perfect. It was
period,
a perfect hockey game.
yeah, at the end of the second period, I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep watching until somebody scores because I predict that the next goal will win the game.
Mhm.
Of course,
Guess what?
nobody scored until
Guess what?
until
You were right.
until what 10 minutes into overtime. So yeah, I was
Yeah.
up pretty late, and then at that point too, my heart had been pounding for like 2 hours. Like honestly, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, it was with everything going on right now between our two great nations.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was a lot on the line actually. Like I felt
Yeah.
like that was probably some of the most intense hockey I think I've ever watched. Honestly,
Yeah. Oh, you watched the game
Yeah.
too?
I watched it last night, but like you, Cole, I was
Mhm.
I got to about halfway through the third, and then I fell asleep watching it,
Yeah.
and I woke up, and it was like 2 minutes left in the third, and it was still tied. I'm like, oh yeah, nice. And then I was like, oh, my eyes are so heavy. I'm just gonna rest those puppies.
How
Did
many
you end up
fights
shutting it
broke out?
off? None. No fights yesterday. No fights
Really?
yesterday.
No fights
That's
yesterday.
actually surprising.
They were
Well, you
really
know what?
loose with the rules too, and they got the fights out of their system in the first game, I think.
Well, here's the beauty of
Mm.
that tournament, right? Like it's an international tournament with NHL reffing. So like
Yeah,
they kind of let the guys play. There was one penalty
Yeah.
called, and it was kind of like you can't not call it.
yeah,
It
because
was
he
a
like
pretty
straight up
blatant trip.
threw his stick to trip him. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
they
like
just
that,
let him
though.
play.
It was
Yeah, it was
good.
awesome.
When that penalty happened, I was like, "Holy crap!" There hadn't been a penalty since
Yeah.
like it was in the second period. I'm like, how often in an NHL game do you get an entire period of no penalties at all?
Just
Mhm.
the playoffs.
Yeah,
They just
pretty
let
much
him
just the
play.
playoffs.
Yeah,
which is
they only
beautiful.
really care about the play. I mean, yeah, they only really care about the playoffs in
Yeah.
NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, who scores the goal but Connor McDavid?
McJesus,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, it was just perfect. And then the Canadian coach comes out after and he says, like, yeah, we needed this, not just as a team, but Canada needed this.
Yeah.
Oh, it was perfect. It was like a storybook ending. And
Yeah.
then now we've got to like get back into like, and we're halfway through the season. These guys got to go back and finish the season still.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a weird thing to have, just like, because they did this during the All-Star break, which would normally be the All-Star
Essentially.
break for NHL, right?
Yeah.
And basically they did this because next year they're going to let them play in the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're going to do this exact same thing again next year, except it's going to be longer, I think, because
It'll be longer, more teams, and importantly, it'll be double IHF rules, so there will be penalties called.
Oh, there will be.
But the beauty of it, the NHL's announced that every 4 years now they're going to do a World Cup of hockey. So basically this, again, it'll be like 6 or 8 teams. So we'll do Olympics, and then 2 years later it'll be World Cup, and then 2 years later it'll be Olympics.
Oh,
so
we're getting that. I really like
we're getting
that.
like best on. We haven't had best on best since 2015, something like that. So
I
it's
think
been like 10
2014
years.
or something. Yeah, it was like the last time the NHL let the people participate.
Yeah, and it was a blast. And the Americans, like, they're catching up, but not yet. Not yet.
Well,
They're
pretty
still
dang
our
good, the
game.
Americans. They're
They're
still pretty good, but it's
but
I will say, as the thing that's great about playing America is they make such a great rival. You know,
yeah.
like
yeah.
they're such a good rival to go against, because it's just a good time. It's just a good time, because like even like another classic matchup in hockey. What would you think? The obvious one to me is the States and Russia, right?
Yeah.
That'd be the
I mean,
other big
immediately,
rivalry.
like, as a Canadian, as a millennial Canadian, it's Canada, US.
Oh, for sure.
But like our previous generation, Canada, Soviet Union, or US, Soviet Union.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, like, there was tension in the building for sure. And if you watched the game, the previous game prior to this was the one that famously had 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game.
They just literally wanted to fight each other. Like literally just to start the game, they were like, we're not even not before we play hockey, let's have a fist fight or two.
It's just been a UFC match.
Yeah. And then they played hockey. And they played hockey after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt like the Canadians kind of knew, like, okay, no, let's just play hockey. Like, let's not get too pulled into the fisticuffs and the crazy stuff. But yeah, really good tournament. I thought the NHL did a great job, and it was really good for the game. Like Stephen A. Smith had like PK Subban on talking about the NHL for like 3 days straight.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really good. Let me know if you watched it. I want to know. Come to Discord, comments below. Yeah, come talk to me about hockey. I like hockey. It's good.
Yeah,
it's a
talk
good
to Cole
game.
about hockey. Yeah, talk to me about football and talk to Jay about baseball. Those are the 3. Those are the big 3.
I like baseball.
Cole,
talk to me about baseball too. Don't talk to me about football though.
Don't talk to Cole about baseball. Talk to Jay about baseball.
Talk to Jay about baseball. Let's give him baseball.
Yeah, you gotta share Cole. You can't just walk all over Jay all the time.
You're right. You're right. Talk to both of us about baseball.
No.
The Jays are letting Vladdy walk. Yay!
I know, I saw that.
Yeah.
That
Now
sucks.
the management team they should all be just immediately
put out to
fired.
pasture. Yeah.
Burned.
Like it's like they're doing everything to destroy that team. Enough sports talk. What goes with sports? Snacks. We like snacks when we watch sports.
Yeah, that's right.
and
We have to do
Cracker
Cole's
Jack.
snacks.
We got snacks. Before we get into the list, though, hey, we watched a show. It was all about not all about it, but mochi was a big thing in the show.
Yeah.
You guys ever had mochi?
Yes.
Like Mochi
Yeah.
the Rock?
Mochi the Rock, yeah. Yeah. Have you ever had mochi, Jay?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Okay, so just as kind of the first thing, we're just going to play yay or nay. Just a quick yes or no for these snacks, all right? Easy, simple to understand. We'll run through them. We'll talk about them a little bit. Mochi, though, like, I've had mochi. I've only ever had frozen mochi, though. I've never had it fresh.
never had frozen.
No?
That's really, I swear I gave you when I brought those brown sugar mochi from Costco or something.
Oh, maybe.
I swear
I don't
gave you
remember.
one.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was probably drunk.
Yeah, probably. It's like basically like a 90% chance.
That's the
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
That's Cole's
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. So yeah, like mochi, you know, it's soft, squishy, gooey, ooey gooey goodness.
Mhm.
Yay or nay,
Mhm.
Jay? Are you pro mochi or anti mochi?
It's tough because like mochi tastes good. I just think it's too chewy for me.
Oh, you don't like the texture of it.
I don't like the texture of mochi, but I do like the taste of mochi. So I think like, because I think personally taste matters more to me than texture.
Right.
I'd probably lean more toward yay, but I am on the fence.
Okay. All right. Mike?
Very pro mochi. I like mochi both the frozen kind, which is basically like ice cream, and I like the other kind of mochi, which is just, or like the main kind of mochi, like the one that's featured in this show, where it's like the pounded glutinous rice. It's very, very gummy almost.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a few different varieties of it, and I've enjoyed them all, to be honest with you. So yes, big up. Yeah. Cool.
So one thing that, like, now looking back on, I should have eaten when I was in Japan. I've been to Japan, not to brag.
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
but
you
only
have?
You only ate burgers there anyway.
Been
so.
to Japan.
Didn't
I
have
ate
you
burgers.
You've been to Japan?
Yeah.
When?
It was 2 years ago now, February.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
And
Mochi.
you didn't tell us?
I know. I like to keep it under wraps. I don't like to brag, you know. But
Cole, you should like tell us these things more often.
I know. I should, but I have my secrets. Mochi. Yeah, I'll go yay. I wish I had it fresh though. I do wish I could have like warm mochi. It's kind of crazy that it like the pounding, the friction from the pounding warms it up. Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's what warms it up. It's just
You ever see like the videos of people making it too with like the hammer, and the guy's like sticking his hands in there, and the guy's like, he doesn't take a break in the hammering. The guy just is like, I know that when the hammer's coming, I move my hands out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
He has to have gotten hammered a few times, you'd think, right?
Oh, he got hammered. Yeah.
He for sure got hammered a few times.
You seen his hands? It was like a SpongeBob meme. They're all just like snapped and twined.
Just brittle.
Looks like an ex-football player's hands.
Just looks like
Fingers
a basketball.
pointing every which way.
Looks like a basketball player's feet. Looks like Kevin Durant's feet.
There you go. Yeah.
Google it or don't.
Anywho. No, don't.
Anyway, snacks. I like snacks.
Yeah,
snacks, big yay for me.
Snacks. Yeah.
Snacks are a big yay.
Yeah. Let's run through this list. I'm going to start at number 1, and we're going to work our way down the list. So the number 1 snack, according to this list, it's from Thrillist.com. We'll put it in the link so you guys can go and read it. Number 1, Doritos. Doritos. What could go wrong?
Is it a specific Dorito or just like Doritos in general?
It just says Doritos. It says there are more than 15 flavors of Doritos on shelves at any given time, with all their own virtues except for bacon cheddar ranch. I don't think I've ever had a bacon cheddar ranch.
Never seen that before.
No.
So, just as a blanket, is this a yay or a nay, Mike? Doritos.
Oh, huge yay. Love Doritos.
Love
amazing.
A Dorito.
Top tier.
Yeah.
Jalen,
Jalen?
you guys.
Doritos are a large yay.
Yeah.
Get some Mountain Dew with that. Just have a good
Oh, it's the classic
old time.
neat combination is Doritos and Mountain Dew, and plus like some kind of video game. It's perfect. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Doritos, yay for me. Now, follow-up question. What Doritos are you running with, Mike?
Ooh. So I'm usually like a zesty guy, a zesty or a nacho. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But in my old age now, I've come to appreciate a Cool Ranch. Actually,
Cool Ranch does hit. Yeah.
I feel weird because I'm not a huge ranch guy, but something about the Cool Ranch Doritos they're just it, you know, and that's what I'm here for is a Cool Ranch. Jay, which Doritos are you reaching for in the aisle?
I think like the standard is the nacho.
Yeah.
Just like the bog standard. But like sometimes if I want to mix it up, I like me a sweet chili heat Dorito.
Ooh, yeah. Sweet chili heat is good too. Yeah, that's a good pick. You know what? I used to love them as a kid. I still love them as an adult. The jalapeno cheddar ones. Those are good. Underappreciated Dorito. You don't see people reaching for those ones very often.
No? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I like them. I like them.
There's really not a bad one, honestly.
There
No?
isn't. Yeah, except for
Yeah.
that bacon ranch.
That one's
one.
made up.
No, that's not real. Yeah.
That's because it
That's
doesn't
fake.
exist. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake. Next up, Jay. I'm going to throw
Yeah.
to you first this time. We got
Okay.
Oreos.
Oreos.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel like there's a follow-up question coming for this one.
I don't know if there is, but I'll maybe.
I have one if you don't.
Okay, sure. Sure.
But big yay for me. I love Oreos.
Mhm.
Mix them into any kind of like
Soup?
I was gonna say like frozen treat.
Oh, okay.
Or like
Or
something like that, and
Soup.
yeah, just great
soup.
topping,
Salad.
as well as just good on its own.
Salad. Instead of
Mix
croutons,
Is
Croutons,
salad
I
a
use Oreos.
frozen treat?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, Oreo?
Oreos. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say nay. I'm gonna say nay to
Nay?
Oreos. Yeah, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
be a little.
goodness.
I'm gonna take the hot take here. Oreos they're fine. There's just there's just so many other cookies I'd rather have than an Oreo. And don't get me wrong, I'll eat a whole sleeve of Oreos in a sitting, no problem.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the only
But they're
way to
just-
eat them.
You have to double stuff them for them to even be really to be good. And like even then they're kind of just I don't know. It's not my favorite. Oreo and milk does hit, and the supreme version of an Oreo is the Oreo McFlurry, honestly.
Mm.
Oreo plus ice cream is just like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my favorite cereal is Oreo O's. So it's weird that I'm saying nay, but the Oreos on their own, the
Just the
virgin original, the OG cookie, not my
Nay.
favorite. Yeah, Cole.
I'm going big yay on this. I love an
Yeah.
Oreo. The problem is I buy a pack of Oreos. And
That's
they're
why I
gone.
don't buy them.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
they're
I-
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't buy like if you don't want to eat an entire satchel of cookies, you don't buy the cookies because that's what
Yeah.
will happen.
Because they're
Right.
gonna all be gone by the next day.
Yeah.
I no, like the thing is, I can only eat like 3 or 4 like the big chocolate chip cookies. You know,
Mhm.
Okay.
Oreos, I can just sit there and munch them. They're not as rich,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
It's because the cookie itself is not that sweet, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, Oreo, famously vegan friendly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
there's
that's
no
a huge
animal
factor
product.
for you.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, of course. There's no animal products in Oreos, which is
That's true.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a big factor for me, but I just like to point that out. It's interesting. It's mostly chemicals, I guess.
I think they used to use lard for the cream. There was a
Probably.
big rumor.
And
Oh,
no,
probably,
almost.
yeah.
I'd say almost surely they did, and then they
Yeah.
just cheaped out, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, no, we've made it vegan, and it also costs us two pennies less per cookie or something."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question I had for Oreos is like, what's your strat with eating an Oreo? Is it like eat it whole, or like you take it apart and do like your surgery on it?
How is there any other way to eat an Oreo? You gotta grab it, twist it, lick it, get the frosting out, and then now you're stuck with these 2 black pucks. You just throw them out, throw them in the garbage.
You just eat the
Yeah.
frosting.
Man, they should sell that. They should sell just the frosting.
They probably do.
They probably did
US.
as like
I'm
they probably
betting.
did as like a
Yeah.
limited edition thing.
Yeah. No, I
There-
split
Cole,
them
you
and
asked,
eat
is
them.
there any other way to eat them? The answer is yes. You eat them whole like a cookie. You just pop the whole cookie in your mouth.
Oh,
That's what I
That's
do.
also good, but like
Because-
the first one you take out of the package, I'm twisting it. I got it.
See, like, I do agree it's nice eating the filling just out of it, but then you're left with the 2 disappointing pucks, and then you're like, well,
I mean,
don't
Those
really
taste
want
good.
it. They're
They're
still
still
good,
chocolate,
but
yeah,
it tastes better with the filling. Tastes
they
better
do.
with the filling.
They do taste
Jay,
better. with the
what's your
filling.
way to go?
I twist it, lick it, and then I eat the 2 pucks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because like I like the pucks.
The pucks
Save
are
the
good.
pucks.
So, yeah.
Set the pucks aside.
Oh.
You can use them for soup later on. You know?
You can.
Soup.
It's like
You're
a chicken
reminding
bone.
me. You can buy the like it's kind of like crumbled Oreo pucks,
Mm.
and you can make a cheesecake with that as the crust.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So good. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oreo
Yeah,
cheesecake.
Again,
Mm.
Oreos.
See, Oreos, amazing ingredient. The
Mhm.
actual cookie themselves, just kind of okay, in my opinion.
This is a
Kind of a
snack
mid
thing,
cookie,
not an
according to-
ingredient thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, next up, another contentious one, surprisingly. Pringles. Pringles, Jay.
This is going to be a contentious one. I can tell
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Pringles, yay or nay?
Who?
Jay.
Oh, okay.
Jay.
You gotta dress us, boy.
Okay.
I said Jay. I guess
so-
you didn't hear me.
So, Pringles on their own, I think are fine. But if I'm at the grocery store and I'm okay, I want some chips, I'm not reaching for Pringles. I'm probably
Mhm.
reaching for like an Old Dutch or a Doritos or something else. So I'm going to say nay.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Yeah, that's fair. What about you, Mike?
Big nay, actually. I actually don't like Pringles. Like, just straight up don't like them. There's just something about, like, they're so far removed. They're too fake for me. I don't know what it is. Like, I want an actual piece of potato. These are like formed patties. I don't like the way they get soggy and stick into my teeth and stuff. I don't like the can because my hand's too big. It gets stuck. I can't get to the bottom of the can.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of the can, there's a bunch of crumbled, formed patties of potato patties that are all dried out and covered in seasoning. It doesn't do it for me. Nothing about them does it for me. And when I flew to Mexico, I found out that my entire family's plain snack apparently is traditionally always Pringles for some reason. And I'm like, you guys are monsters. I hate Pringles. Yeah.
Well,
what about you?
I'll be the dissenting voice. I'm going yay on Pringles. I like a Pringle. 100% understand why some people don't like them because they do have a different texture.
Mm-hmm.
But I like them. Hey, I just like crunchy chips.
You're allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Like if I were at a party and there was a bowl of Pringles in front of me, I'll eat them.
I'll
Get me
eat
wrong.
them. If they're like put in front of me, I'll have a couple.
Yeah.
But
The thing
I
with
prefer
Pringles
to have-
too.
They more crumble than they crunch, to be honest with you. And that's what I don't. That's another thing I don't like about them.
Yeah. The thing with Pringles too, much like Oreos, if I'm buying a thing of Pringles, I'm eating that whole thing of Pringles in one shot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's
That's where
nothing
like
but
the
you
little
have to.
cans
in the can.
and stuff comes in handy. It's like pop, like the little...
Get the extra long one, man. Why would I get one of the little ones?
Because then you control it. You stop yourself.
No, there is no control.
Stop. Get some help.
I'm not done until they're all gone.
That's why you buy the little one.
But then I want more.
Just get the plastic cups of them.
And then when you get finished and all of the Pringles are gone and at the bottom is the crumbs that Mike was talking about, it's a perfect, like, you just pour them in your mouth. Pour them in your mouth and you're having a good time. What kind of Pringles do you like, though, Jay? Like, what's your number one Pringle flavor?
Probably sour cream and onion.
Yeah,
Oh,
classic.
gross.
Classic Pringle. Mike, what Pringle would you reach for?
Not sour cream and onion. I think a couple of weeks ago I voiced my displeasure of sour cream and onion flavor. Weirdly barbecue. I kind of
Barbecue
like
Pringles are
barbecue.
good.
Yeah.
They're
I
the
like
sweet kind of barbecue, but they are pretty
Yeah.
good still.
Mhm.
What do you call?
One that I liked as a kid was the pizza ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those ones are good.
Man, I
It's
haven't
like
had a pizza flavored chip in a minute. It's been
Yeah. In the white can, they're fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'd go pizza Pringles.
they don't still make those, do they?
I think they do.
Oh yeah.
Do
Yeah.
they?
I think
Yeah,
you can still
okay.
get 'em. Yeah, they stand out
Yeah.
because they got the white can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Pringles are not making the cut though. So bye
No.
Pringles. Next one, classic Reese's peanut butter cups. Mike,
Mm.
what do you say to peanut butter cups?
2 thumbs way up the peanut butter cup, because that is honestly a Reese's peanut butter cup is an elite tier snack. It's great. And the thing about a Reese's too is everything about it is the perfect little snack for me, because you buy it at the store, you get 3 in there. It's the perfect amount, and then the peanut butter is not too sweet. The chocolate is not too sweet. You just pop this little disc in your mouth. It's delicious. There's this little peanut butter filling inside. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
It
perfect.
is.
I love peanut butter too.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not very it's deceptively not sweet.
No, it really isn't very sweet. Actually,
It's like more of a rich snack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I'll withhold my yay or nay until Jay gives his.
okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'm the dissenting voice here.
No
That's,
way.
That's fine. That's fine. Jay is
look.
allergic to peanuts though. So.
That's true.
I just think that like peanut butter and chocolate is way too rich of a combination. There needs to be something to offset it. Like if it were peanut butter and like strawberry jam, let's go. Peanut butter or like chocolate and strawberry jam, like that's great. Peanut butter and chocolate is like rich on rich, and it's just too much.
But it's like a good kind of rich on rich.
I mean, I get where you're coming from.
I know what you're saying, Jay. I get what you're saying.
I disagree. I think you're a fool for even suggesting.
I mean, hey, you both can be wrong with your opinions, but
yes. Don't worry. Oh, yes, I often am. I will say too, Reese's Puffs are also elite as well.
Reese's Puffs are good. Reese's Pieces, of course.
Puffs are better because it's just like it's a puff with the flavoring of it rather than like the richness of both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next up, kind of a boring one.
Oh no, Cole, you didn't say thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yay. Thumbs up. Yay. Yeah. And you put the Reese's Pieces in those, and you think it's not going to work. But then it does work. And
but it doesn't.
So good
it doesn't. It's just more of it. But now it's crunchy.
Too. Yeah, exactly.
Like, why is it crunchy?
Because
awesome. Crunchy's good.
Yeah, crunchy good. Me go.
No.
Yeah. Next up, boring one. Goldfish. Not to play my hand, but Jay, what do you think of Goldfish? As not the fish, the snacks. Goldfish.
Yeah. No.
The snack that smiles back. Yeah.
Obviously. And here's the thing. I'm a big Goldfish fan, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I like there are times where like if I'm going to the grocery store, I'll get Goldfish crackers over like other chips that I like Goldfish that much. Like and then like you go like the extreme Goldfish flavors, like the extreme pizza or the extreme cheese.
You like to dabble in the extreme?
Those are peak Goldfish flavors. So yeah, no. Goldfish, big yay from Big J.
I love it. Cole, you go next. You don't get to go second. Yeah, let's
I'm
switch
going
the order a little.
You know, I find Goldfish so boring. It's just a cracker.
Do you dabble in the extreme, Cole?
No, I don't dabble in the extreme.
Well, that's your problem.
That is the problem.
I need it to at least, like the base model needs to be at least good enough. And for me, it's not good enough for me to like take it to the next level.
It is
the extreme. I'm not a Goldfish guy. I've got the same problem with them sticking in my teeth that Mike mentioned with the Pringles.
Yeah, they kind of
flavor lasts longer.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll eat them, sure, but I'm not buying them at all. Yeah, Goldfish is it's a nay, unfortunately, from me.
Yeah,
Mike?
I think I'll give it a tepid yay on this one. I think because I do. The original ones are good, but I won't eat a whole bag of them. But when I dabble in the extreme flavors,
they're also really good for trail mix.
Yes. Yeah. My mom uses them in her homemade stuff.
That'd be
good.
Yeah. But like the other flavors, like the taco or the jalapeno cheddar and stuff like that, or pizza, or like those are flipping good. So yeah,
those hit.
Those hit. So yeah, that's why I'll give it a tepid yay, because it depends on the Goldfish. But yes, I do get it. Throw the cheddar ones in a tomato soup, by the way.
Yeah,
quite nice.
That would probably be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
instead of your
you
package
could
of
put a whole
slice. No, don't do
put a whole sleeve of
saltines.
saltines in your can of mushroom soup.
Not all the saltines, just like a small, like you know those little packages that like diners give of saltine crackers.
Get out
like,
of here.
That's enough.
2 or 3 saltines is enough, Cole. You don't need a whole sleeve.
That's a joke.
Your heart's gonna explode with the sodium.
Probably already has. He's running on
that's a hilarious joke, you guys.
He's running on an iron heart at this point.
Cole's
I'm
heart's
I'm gonna skip this next one. It's Cheetos, but not the Puffs, and I don't think we really have those up here. I know what they are. They're the hoops.
Yeah.
Hoops, Frito-Lay hoops, but
okay.
I think
skip that.
I like them, but I'm gonna skip them because the next one is one. It's universal. M&Ms. M&Ms, Mike.
M&Ms. It's tough. I only like one kind of M&M, so I don't know what to go with on this. I only like M&M peanut. That's the only one.
Yeah.
What?
Everybody says that. Everybody says that those are the ones they like.
That's the only good one. I'm gonna go nay then, because you know what? If the only good one's the peanut one, you're not a good snack. I don't know.
I mean, there's other ones. Have you ever had the caramel one?
Yeah, the caramel
sounds
one's the best one.
No, it doesn't
Those
sound
hit.
very good.
What?
No,
What?
no.
What? Don't like a caramel bar?
They're okay. They're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never even
I'm
had
gonna go
one?
nay. I'm gonna go nay because peanut M&Ms are the only good ones, and I won't even really. You know, I don't even devour peanut M&Ms. I'll just have a few anyway. So yeah, definitely nay on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jay?
I like every flavor of M&M except for peanut butter.
Okay.
Because again, it's
same
just
issue.
yeah. Same
I
issue.
stole all of Jay's peanut love. Apparently,
Yeah.
I'll eat anything with a peanut.
Like
in
I
it.
like peanut butter on its own, or peanut butter with like jam. Like a good PB&J sandwich is good.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
PB&J.
with chocolate, it just doesn't mix.
No, I don't agree with you
It just
even a
doesn't
little bit on
mix.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Cole.
Oh yeah, my turn. M&Ms. I only like original M&Ms. I'm crazy for that though, and I
You
know
don't
that.
like caramel ones?
Well, I like them. Yeah, but like I'm the weirdo who just goes for the brown package M&Ms, and everybody's like,
That is-
"Oh, I like peanut M&Ms." Peanut M&Ms are fine, but I'd rather have just the little ones, just a mittful, and throw them all in
Yeah.
my mouth.
You also have that thing where like you'll only eat the green ones because they're the girl ones, and you won't eat the male M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'cause- yeah, exactly.
I
yeah.
keep forgetting that that's a thing.
No, I
People
just
do.
I just thought that was like a funny like.
Didn't they like have to
masculinity
change
joke.
the green one because people were doing that? Or something.
Who knows?
Who the
knows?
hell cares?
If you're not eating the red M&Ms because they're a dude M&M, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish it off with this one and just be real
Okay.
quick about it, okay? Gummy bears, yay or nay, Mike? No, Jay. Sorry, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Nay. I think that most gummy bears are too bland. For a gummy, there are so many better gummies out there. So yeah, nay.
Okay. Nay from Jay. Mike?
Huge yay. I disagree with everything Jay just said. I think gummy bears, unless you're getting like the cheapest gummy bears on the shelf, if you buy anything other than just the plain Jane gummy bears, you're having a delicious, delicious treat. Especially like the real fruit juice ones and stuff like that. Oh God, give me any gummy candy. I will eat 1 billion of them. I love gummy candy. Big frickin' yay. Cole, tell us if you like gummy bears.
Nay.
He's very
Gummy bears are
aggressive.
Gummy bears are gross. They're
You
way
don't eat
too
gummy
chewy.
things, I think, usually.
They're
Yeah.
no, like I'll eat like like a jube.
Jujubes are
Oh,
good. Jujubes
That's
go
fine because
No.
it's soft, right?
Yeah.
For my old mouth.
oh.
Gummy
Or
bears
like a wine
are-
gum. Wine gums are good.
Wine
Yeah,
gums are good. Wine gums are good.
Yeah, gummy bears, they're too like stiff.
Yeah.
It's weird. And I'm talking about like classic gummy bears, like the Haribo ones, like the
Yeah,
classic,
Haribo or whatever.
gummy bear. And those are mid AF. I'm surprised, Mike. I thought I thought this was going to be a sweep for nay.
No,
I'm surprised
I
you like
smash
them.
gummy bears. I like gummy bears.
Interesting.
Actually, there's my contact supplier, like for eyeglasses contacts.
Yeah.
Whenever I order contacts, they include a little package of Haribo gummy bears in there as a little a little present for you, a little extra treat
To put in your eye.
and you don't
Gobble
even
them
take
up.
them out of the package. You just
Yeah.
put the whole bag in your mouth and just
Yeah.
chew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
Well,
tie
the-
the package up like a cherry stem. in
Would
my
you eat
tongue.
those like giant gummy bears?
Oh God, those! Every time I see
I've
somebody
never seen
eating
that.
one of those, a giant gummy bear or a giant gummy worm, it
Mhm.
looks disgusting.
It does look disgusting.
I
Okay, the
could
giant
never.
gummy bear, I'm looking at a picture of it. That would be too much. That'd be too much. The beautiful thing about a gummy bear or a gummy worm is they're little. They're like a little bit of
It's
gummy.
done quickly. It's
Yeah,
you get it over with.
you don't want a giant mound of gummy that you don't want to bite into the gummy and like have an entire mouth full of gummy. That's not a good time.
That's too much.
Yeah.
And yes, these pictures of these people eating this giant gummy bear look gross. Like it looks wrong. It looks somehow sexual in a way that makes me just
I don't
like
know. It makes me
I don't- I
feel.
don't
It
like
gives me the ick.
You know those
Yeah,
you know
it's
those
icky.
things that like dentists have where like they get you to get teeth impressions
Yeah.
that you bite into?
Yes.
That's what that gummy bear
Yeah.
looks like. Like it looks like
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, last our last anime review was our Listener's Choice review. So you know what that means. We got to nominate new shows for Listener's Choice. I figured this is the time to do it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, Mike, do you have a show picked out yet, or are you still humming and hawing?
Well, I can go first if you want me to.
Well, I was
That's
going to
fine.
give you a couple minutes because Jay and I
okay.
have shows picked out.
Okay.
So I just wanted.
I'll let you guys go because I have a few, so I don't. That way, I
Okay.
won't take one of yours.
All right,
Cole, do you want to
Jay.
go first?
Oh no, Jay, I insist.
Well, it was
please.
my
Jay has to
nomination. Normally, the
explain.
the person who does the that does the nomination goes last.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, sure.
What
Jay's
is the category? Yeah.
So the category
yeah.
is fantasy as per my choice.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Jay said, I want to do a fantasy anime. And Mike and I said, fine. That sounds
do whatever
sufficient.
you want. Jeez. And then they
Yeah.
punched me simultaneously.
now
Yeah, on
the
both
good
sides
thing
of your
about
head.
yeah, the good thing about fantasy is that it's very vague.
It is
is very
very
vague.
vague.
And when I was doing the research for which show I wanted to pick, Jay's seen every fantasy anime. So too bad, Jay, you're watching a show you've already seen before, I'm sure.
Oh,
That's
100%.
fine.
Yeah.
The show
That's fine.
that I picked
Yeah.
is one that I've also seen before.
Okay.
But it was really good. And I'm continuing the Kyoani train as well because we're reviewing Tamako Market. So
Okay.
I'm going with one. It's more of an urban fantasy, I would say.
Okay.
Like I said, it's from Kyoani. Came out in 2013, so very close to the Tamako Market as well. Do you like girls with glasses on? Much like the
Maybe.
main character in this show, he's got like a thing for girls with glasses. Then maybe you'll like Beyond the Boundary, my nomination for fantasy show.
Okay.
I watched it before. I remember enjoying it, but I'd like to review it. I want to see how it holds up in an old coal brain.
Mhm.
But I had a good time with it. It was a cute. It's Kyoani. They're always cute.
Yeah.
I looked at this one when I was debating which show to pick. So I thought about it. I thought about continuing the Kyoani streak a little bit with that one as well. And I've kind of been on my, I think, plan to watch list for quite a while as well. So
It's been on my plan to watch list for a while too.
Jay, you haven't seen this?
No.
Oh,
well, there you go. You
Okay.
found one,
There
you
you
found
go.
one fantasy
here we go,
anime Jay
ladies
has
and
not
gentlemen.
seen.
Here's another
Yeah.
selling feature. My co-hosts haven't seen this show, which is
Probably because it's urban fantasy, I'm assuming, for Mr. Jalen over there.
It's I think it's because it was on High Dive, and I didn't have High Dive for the longest time.
I gotcha.
yeah. Michael, do you
Hi.
have a show?
I do.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that it's available before I select it. So I'm just going to quickly check. It is. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
So it's not Attack on Titan. Got it.
No, Attack on Titan's available, isn't it? I did
Yeah, it
think
is.
about doing the meme pick because like that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
Attack on Titan. Okay, I have selected for us a show
Okay.
that we may watch. Okay,
Perhaps.
it is. I wanted to go more like real, true fantasy.
Mhm.
And what says
Mhm.
fantasy like an online fantasy game?
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Fantasy World that came out around, I don't know, like 2013, some point in there. Okay.
Okay.
Studio Satellite.
Okay.
I'm selecting for our choice here Log Horizon.
Oh, I almost went
Okay.
with Log Horizon.
Log Horizon. I've never seen it. I know Jay has seen it. I don't think
Mhm.
Cole's seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
It kind of seems like a younger brother to Sword Art Online a little bit. I'm curious. I honestly don't know much about it, so I'm kind of interested to check this one out a little bit. I don't know what else to say about it, so maybe I'll hand it over to Mr. Guardian Sama there.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Mhm.
I was gonna do something very, very close to Log Horizon, but I feel like that's not really fair. Because I feel like
Okay.
all the votes that would go to Log Horizon would just go to this one. So I'm gonna quickly scramble for something else.
Oh, okay.
Because
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's not it wouldn't be fair.
You want to
Okay.
you want to give Mike
Yeah.
a fair chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and
I
it's
get
also
it. That's
not.
very-
I feel like it's not fun to have two of like a very similar thing in the
Yeah.
contest either. So how about I read what Log Horizon's about while you scramble a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
The online fantasy game Elder Tales is a worldwide phenomenon immersing millions of players in its intricately conceived virtual world. However, the release of the game's 12th expansion pack makes that immersion all too literal. As players from around the world are suddenly pulled into the game's no longer fictional universe, trapped in an MMO, online MMO, SAO, all over again. Now, 8-year veteran Shinroe, his friend Natsugu, and beautiful assassin Akatsuki, and 30,000 other players are faced with the daunting task of how to deal with an entirely new reality, where where the non-player characters are actually alive, and the tips and tricks learned while playing with a keyboard no longer apply. It's just SAO. It's SAO again. SAO again.
Yeah, it's basically just SAO.
SAO all over again.
Yeah. Except actually,
SAO.
it seems they're just, I don't know, the ratings and reviews and stuff that I see, but I haven't seen anybody say they hate the show. So it must not be terrible, where I've seen quite a few people say they hate SAO. So I'm curious. I'm curious about it.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good ride, but I don't want to get too
You don't want to reveal
too
your
into
thoughts
the
a little
weeds
too.
because
Yeah. How long ago did you watch it, Jay? Just curious. Do you have any idea?
like early into my my anime
So
watching career. So
it'll be a refresher for sure.
it'll be a refresher. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I kill enough time, my friend?
Give me like 2 more seconds because the show I was looking at isn't officially out. So,
What you were picking something from like next season? What?
no, it's not like officially on anything anymore. So, I'm still scrambling.
Oh, it's Serial Experiments Lane. That's what he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna do Mushishi, but only season 2 is on Crunchyroll, so I can't do that.
Really?
I
Yeah.
remember watching.
How did I watch season 1? Oh,
It used to be
probably a
it probably used
Funimation
to be on
one.
Crunchyroll.
It's probably the Funimation thing where it never made it over to Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Just pick Bofuri. It's great. It's wonderful.
Just pick both of these nuts.
You could go with the one you've nominated before, Grimgar.
Hold on, give me like 2 more seconds. Got it. Okay.
Okay. He's got it.
Okay,
I got it.
ladies and
He's got
gentlemen.
it.
Okay,
Did it
I
come out
got
in
it.
2013?
No.
I'm not interested.
It came
I know
out.
what it is. I know what it is.
I know what it is.
I got it.
It came out in 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
yeah,
sure.
Classic. Of course.
It is based on a manga, and it's something that I've been
Okay.
It's something that I've been meaning to watch for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it yet. It is something that like its sequels are very highly rated, and I'm very interested in it. And that's Aria the Animation.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I thought about this one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Aria. Okay. All right.
I think on here it's called Aria the Origination. Is that the one you're talking about?
That one's the sequel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a prequel.
Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's
But
got
yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We got some good shows here then. So we've got Beyond the Boundary. We've got Log Horizon. And we've got Aria the Animation.
Oh,
if I
Aria the
remember
Animation
correctly.
2005.
So we'll let you know once voting is up and ready to go, and then you can vote on which anime we're going to review after our current slate of anime reviews. Which we're going to get one of them out of the way right after the break. We're going to review Tamako Market from Kyoto Animation. So without further ado, I'm going to start humming, and then we're going to say a break at the end of that. Okay. So
Okay.
we're going to go. We're going to go to an
break.
We'll be right back with more AniPro podcasts, but we wanted to give you a quick heads up on how to get even more AniPro in your life and how you can help us keep the show going. Our Patreon's where it's at for exclusive content, including early access to episodes and awesome monthly bonus episodes. Plus, your Patreon support directly helps us cover costs of running the podcast. We also have a lovely little Discord community where we talk all things anime, manga, gaming, light novels, whatever. Just join and come chat with us. Also, if you love what you're hearing, please, I'm begging you, consider subscribing and leaving us a like, rating, or review. It helps us grow and brings even more AniPro goodness to the world. Thanks for listening. Now let's see what ridiculous takes the three of us come up with in the second half.
You know what isn't problematic?
Getting back into this episode. Welcome back to AniPro.
Oh, I was going to say Tamako Market, but okay.
Oh no! I gotta introduce everybody back in here, and I quickly, I got really quick because this is more of a segue for big news that happened. But
It's time for the mailbag.
it's mailbag time. If you got a mailbag question, you can send it over to us to the website AniProPod.com/mailbag or on our Discord. This one comes from our Discord. It's from Zero's producer son. And this is more of a segue to just say, hey, Mochi the Rock Season 2 is coming. Hooray! I'm so excited. And this question is kind of related to music. So, again, it's just a segue. Any updates on the AniPro band? Any updates on how the AniPro band is coming along? Lead vocals, instruments, venues, etc. Big updates, but we don't want to, like, tell you guys all about it.
Too early.
Yeah. Listen.
Something coming to you in the next between 1 and 25 years will reveal our
And let's just say the venue we're looking at rhymes with Royal Albert Ball. Yeah. And our vocalist is Mike. Mike's going to be the vocalist.
Oh, sorry, it slipped
Yeah,
out.
no. I'll bleep that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. Yeah. The band's coming along great. Thank you
That's
for
the
asking.
episode.
Zeros.
Okay, bye.
More
See you
importantly, Mochi the Rock Season 2 is announced, and
It's exciting.
yeah.
It's exciting
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
I'm
Continue.
so
excited. Yeah.
No, let's get into our review though properly. We've got lots of points for this one, so let's not waste any more
Lots to
time.
say. We had lots of thoughts.
We had
We had
lots of thoughts.
That's the one
this-
thing I miss about our old format is we don't get to go into the chat and go, I have thoughts, gentlemen.
I mean, when you post your things that we call AniPro thoughts in this document, Jay, you could just say, I have thoughts, and here they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
could
that's
still
not the
say it.
same.
That's essentially what we've done, right?
You
But
could
that's not
still
the
say it.
same.
I have thoughts.
It's better.
In fact,
These are
let me
them.
present them to you.
Instead of just posting some random thing that nobody knows the context of.
Tamako Market is
Yes.
is an anime. It's based on a light novel. I don't know. I didn't do much research, and I should have done it. I think this may be one of
Shame.
those light novels that was specifically made to be adapted into an anime by Kyoani, because they also have
It
like a
looks like
publishing
it.
house. It's Kyoani's kind of they're interesting for that. They have like almost an in-house publishing unit that makes and publishes light novels specifically to adapt them into anime. They have an interesting workflow there. But this one came out in 2013. Like I said, from Kyoani. This was my nomination, so it is my job to explain to you what this is. Well, I mean, gentlemen. Oh, yes, Mike?
Just to correct you, actually, the light novel came out after. So actually, the anime is an original, and then the novel came out after.
Okay.
Because I was looking, and the release date for the novel is April 1st, and the show came out in January.
Okay.
And I
Interesting.
So yeah, just
they
a
were written around
minor
the same
correction
time,
there.
obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Tamako Market. It's I had Mike write this up for me because I don't know how to write or read. It's a charming slice of life anime produced by Kyoto Animation, like I said. The story follows Tamako, a cheerful and slightly clumsy high school girl who lives in a bustling shopping district called an arcade. I didn't know that you call it. Is that where the term arcade
what was
comes
that?
from?
The shopping arcade, they called it.
Yeah,
was like, what
interesting.
is-
Her family runs a mochi shop, and she spends her days helping out there, hanging out with friends, and enjoying the quirky community around her. And let me tell you, this
So
community
quirky.
is super duper quirky. Life takes a whimsical turn when she meets a talking bird named Dere, who's contentious, I've heard, claiming to be a royal messenger in search of the bride for his homeland's prince. That's basically the synopsis of Tamako Market.
Yeah.
It's a simple story. It's a slice of life show. It's kind of quintessential slice of life, I would say. Like it's there's not too much going on. You're kind of here just for the feels.
Well, it's kind of an overarching plot, more
A
so than I
little
would say
bit.
a lot of slice of life have. But
A little bit.
The overarching plot though kind of feels like a B plot than anything.
Kind of.
'Cause, the A plot is more the slice of life stuff.
Yeah, but it's weird to say like the A plot is, or the B plot is the overarching plot, but the A plot is like the weird daily slice of life stuff. Because like that's just, it feels weird to say that, but that is true. I would agree.
Yeah. Well, there are lots and lots of slice of life shows, but I'm just curious, like what would be like a recommendation or something you would compare this anime that all three of us watched?
We did.
Wink, wink.
Allegedly.
Yep, for the first time ever. We all three have watched it.
Yeah. Jay, like what you and I, we enjoy our slice of lives.
We do. We also enjoy our Kyoani.
We do.
We do.
Except for Beyond the Boundary, apparently. I'm alone on that one.
Yeah, so far.
So far.
Our listeners can change that.
Yeah,
They
Jay,
can.
what would you, after watching this, what would you recommend here?
There were two shows that came to mind, but I feel like there's going to be Cole agrees with me on one, so I'm going to save that one for him. And go with
Okay.
the other one.
Mm.
So I'm going to say Amagi Brilliant Park.
Yeah, good
Is
one.
very similar. Very
Yeah.
quirky cast of characters. In like kind of like an upbeat environment and just kind of much more slice of life than anything else. Also Kyoani.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good pick, Jay, actually.
good
That's probably the closest Kyoani one, actually. I know which one you're thinking I'm going to recommend,
Yeah.
but maybe I'll save that as well, because...
Well, I haven't seen the one you guys are probably alluding to, and I feel like that's the obvious one. Would be
I'll
K-On!
say it after. I'll say it after.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Mike, if do you have a recommendation, a suggestion?
The one that this one really reminded me of, as someone who I don't dive into this ultra slice of life genre often. It's not my favorite, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
But the one that's really reminded me a lot of is actually the last slice of life anime you made me watch, Cole, is And Yet the Town Moves by Studio Shaft, your other favorite studio. Frankly,
Yeah.
that's a very similar anime, honestly, except
Very close, yeah.
more Shaft, less Kyoani, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, very curious to see what you guys think of this one.
Yeah.
Which show would you? What would you compare this one to?
You know what? I am going to go with the obvious one. K-On!
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
You like bubbly, cutesy stuff, moe.
Yeah.
Just moe to the nth degree. Kyoani
Yeah.
does moe so good.
There's so much moe in this show.
And it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And
Mhm.
I mean, K-On! How could you go wrong with K-On!? One of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I was watching the show in my bed last night, like all wrapped up in my blankets, and it was just like a
Little-
great time to
Little J Rito.
watch.
I like it.
to watch that show, because like it's so moe and cozy.
Yeah. The other one that I was kind of thinking about after looking at the list here is Non Biori. Again, like it's community based and everything is kind of like centered around the community. It's not necessarily just the characters. Where K-On! Is
Okay.
very much like it's just the characters and the community doesn't play such a big part. But I mean, hey, like it's Kyoani. Of course I'm gonna go with K-On!
Mhm.
That's the obvious one, I think.
Kind of any kind of slice of life anime with like basically like Cole said, very community based, like a very wide ensemble cast of characters kind of fits this vibe, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Mhm.
Mike, speaking of characters, I just
Yes.
did an excellent segue. Who's your favorite character, Jay?
My favorite character. I feel like it's unfair to say this, but like she kind of just stole the show, and that's Tamako.
Yeah,
okay.
Tamoko's really good.
Yeah.
Just like so like bubbly and moe and adorable, and
Yeah. Her voice is really good too. I
her
really
voice was
like
excellent.
Yeah, her voice actor was
Mhm.
really good. Just super cute. Like ridiculous. Like ridiculously cute. I have diabetes after watching this. Much like
Yeah.
that
Yes.
bird, I now have
Yes.
diabetes and gout.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike,
And scurvy.
And scurvy, because I
And
need some
scurvy,
fruit. Yeah. Mike,
Yeah.
who is your favorite character on this one?
I quite liked Choi in this one. Choi Mochi Matsui. I really
yes.
enjoyed. Yeah, because
Choi.
I thought she was quite fun. She's kind of a bit of a tsundere, but not fully. Not enough to be
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
annoying, but like she just seemed like a fun and silly character that I really enjoyed. Very earnest at the same time.
Yeah, naive, I would say.
Naive,
like
yeah, and
not
like-
not in a bad way.
And like when she came into the show, I really felt like the show got better, frankly.
Mhm.
And it was I think partially by having her presence there, kind of moving the plot along a little bit and making things happen a bit more, which I appreciated.
Yeah, and her tsundere element too. It was like, she was tricked into being a tsundere, which was interesting as well. She has those elements for sure, but like,
Yeah.
a lot of it was kind of,
All of her
being told
interactions
lies.
with Dere were pretty funny too, because
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is funny
Just beating
turning
on
him
him.
into like a subservient, scaredy
Yeah.
cat kind of.
yeah,
Uh,
she has
my
my favorite
favorite-
whistle.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
Because you two picked really good characters, I'm also going to pick a really good character in this one. I liked Midori. She was an interesting character.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, she had like interesting.
Midori? Which one's that?
Midori is the one with the short blonde hair. Her friend with
Okay,
has like a
gotcha.
crush on her.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I just found her very compelling and interesting. Like out of kind of the side characters, I felt like she really moved the plot along and had some like interesting
Mhm.
elements to her as well.
yeah, she did.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also
She's
short hair.
I would agree. Probably one of the more essential side character of this show. Like
Yeah.
she kept things moving in it for sure.
Yeah. I will say like I like all of the friends, like Kana, the carpenter girl, she's fun. The sister, Anko, and Dere. He's a polarizing character, as Mike said.
So I put Dere is a polarizing character because I saw when people were reviewing this show, lots of people did not like Dere at all.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how we felt about Dere in this one. Dere's a bird, by the way. If you
Dere
don't
is the
know.
bird, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a
The
talking
mas-
bird.
A
the
talking
mascot
bird who's
character.
very Hime Dere, I would say.
Yeah. Off the top, I didn't know that there was a talking bird in this show, let alone
Yeah.
that talking bird was like the second main character.
He's honestly maybe the main character because he's in probably more of the show than I would almost say Tamako is, honestly.
Yeah, he's like the co-lead, I would say.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely a plot element who moves the plot along. But like, Jay, what do you think about him? Do you like him?
I think that he's funny. Like he has a lot of funny moments in the show. But
Okay.
like as a character, he's annoying. So like I get where people are coming from when they say that they don't like him.
Right.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, he did have a lot of moments that made me laugh. So like
Yeah. I mean,
think
the
Jay
other
nailed
thing.
it. I think Jay nailed it.
I think Jay nailed it, and I think what I would also say is like he's written annoyingly, like that's
Yeah.
his shtick.
Yeah.
So
He's
if he
That's
supposed to be
annoys
kind
you,
of annoying.
so like it
Yeah.
works.
yeah, I for what he is in the story, yeah, I think Dere's fine. Like
Yeah.
he's annoying. He annoyed
Yeah.
me. He had some funny moments because of his like hubris
Mm-hmm.
or his ego, and it worked. I think he's important. and-
Quick, what's your favorite Dara moment?
Oh boy.
when he loses all that weight and he's just a big head on a stick, basically. It's kind of ridiculous.
And everyone's like scared about him.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, they're like, you look weird. Yeah. I liked. Oh, I can't even say. 'Cause I liked at the end what happened when he's like trying to go back home.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it doesn't quite work out the way he thought
Yeah.
it was going to work out.
Yeah,
I thought that was quite
nice.
funny.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But Mike, do you like Dere? Like,
I wouldn't. I thought I enjoyed Dere because frankly if it weren't for him and him moving like his plot element to it and making I felt he made the show a much more interesting show than it would have been without Dere and the island aspect to it. And by having this basically maniacal bird like constantly just like acting like a total queen the entire time. I don't know how much I think it would have been a much more boring show without him. Dere, he's annoying. He's a bit of a princess, but he's awesome.
and moving along with the kind of the
Yeah.
character points that we have jotted down here. This one it's Mike again, I believe.
No, that's a J.
That's Jay. Okay. Yeah. Suppose you were a member of the market, Jay. You asked this question. Would you get along with everyone? Would you be more introverted or extroverted? Mike.
I think I'd get along with everybody. Yeah. I think this seems like a nice community to move into. They seem very accepting and welcoming. I don't know why you wouldn't want to get along with them. And I feel like even if you were kind of extrovert or introverted, like my family kind of has this thing where like if someone is hanging around us and we can tell that they're kind of introverted, we'll sort of like basically like force them open a little bit, which sounds violent and uncomfortable.
It's true.
But like we'll like bother you until you like become one of us. And Cole's nodding because he knows this happens, right? If you're just sitting there and you're not talking to anybody, we will talk to you until you start talking. And I feel like that's what this community would do, honestly. So,
I think it would be impossible not to get along with everybody because they would just force you to get along with them. Here's some free food. Here's some flowers. Here's some, I don't know, the bath. Here's some bath.
Here's some bath.
Here's
a
little
bath. Here's a super refreshing looking milk after the bath.
Yeah.
I think
milk is some mochi. Just as an aside, what do we think about that as like a trope? Milk after a bath. I feel like I don't want milk after getting out of a hot bath. I feel like
neither do I. I'm going to try it though, because I feel like it's a trope for a reason. It must be good, right?
It must be good.
You know what? I've never actually thought about it, but the more I imagine it, the more I'm intrigued.
And they always do the same pose. They always do the same pose when they have the milk. Hand on the hip and then a big drink. Yeah. I'm going to do that.
I'm going to do it. I am a huge fan of hot baths. That's why like when I eventually go to Japan, I'm super excited to go to an onsen or something. Going to try the milk, right? I'm going to do that. I'm not going to wait till I go to Japan to try the milk though. I'm going to try the milk at home.
I can do that right now. I'm going to feel sick after because like, as an adult male, can't process lactate very well.
Well, here's the thing, Cole. Just buy lactose-free milk. It's very readily available.
I may as well just drink water.
No, that's not true.
This one's my point related to the characters. Kyoani makes the most bubbly characters. Again, like just kind of going off of the moe aspect of Kyoani, like. Their characters are just the cutest little beans you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. Like Violet Evergarden.
Well, Violet Evergarden is kind of the exception. That one's pretty...
making a joke.
But like, Tamako Market, K-On!
I think it's more they're good at moe. Like,
They're
Violet
very good at
Evergarden
moe.
has that moe vibe to her that I think like comes from Kyoani. And I think their moe, I don't know like what I'd call this, but like their moification of girls kind of like is what makes the bubbly girls so cute and irresistibly interesting. And compelling to you. And like that can be said about Violet too, because she is so moe in her kudere.
That's a good even and she's just very cute in general. So
like a silent voice, Shoko and a silent voice, same thing. Like they're just it makes you want to really protect them, which I guess is kind of the essence of moe. Like it's that protect energy. If you've got lots of moe, you will be.
I'm thinking of like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid too, and like they took a show that like I feel like most other studios would make just focus on the ecchi more than anything, and somehow they made it like incredibly cute at the same time. Which like you would think those two things don't go hand in hand, but when you get Kyoani involved, it just works.
Well, when you put oil in water together, like the contrast is insane, and it accents each other so much more.
And our last kind of character point here, I just wanted to comment, like the community, it just feels so cozy. Like despite it being like a shopping district and like there's kind of that hustle and bustle, it feels like, I don't know, like still at the same time very homey.
Well, like
it just feels like a really it just feels like a really interesting place to live.
Which is cool. I mean, we talked about it earlier, but like it just feels like they're one big found family.
At
that place.
I don't remember. Did you say that if you think you'd get along with everyone, or if you think
No, I was waiting
gonna,
to
I
see
think
if you noticed.
you carefully dodged the question. I felt like
No, I was just you guys just like kept going, and I was like, I don't want to go back because like I
Oh no, we're going back, baby.
Oh, we're going
your
back,
answer.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't escape this. See, this is what we're talking about. You see the introvert doing the introvert thing. Where you go and you
there
force them
there
out
was
of their
another
little shell.
what was the other question that was asked? Oh yeah, I also asked you guys your favorite
I answered.
I didn't answer.
Oh, well, I mean, that's on you. You asked the question.
Well, yeah, but you guys just asked and then, or you answered and then moved on. And I was like, all right.
yeah. No, the
but anyway.
big head, bobblehead
Okay,
Dere
yeah.
is funny
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite? Jay, what's your favorite Dere moment?
The Beethoven moment. Like there's like a light shining on Dere and it's playing Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it like
yeah.
cuts to
Yeah,
a zoom in
yeah,
of
yeah.
his face.
Yeah,
It starts off like he's just smiling, and then it cuts to a more zoomed in, and he's like freaking out.
It's very
I've watched it-
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a very SpongeBob edit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched that scene 10 times because I found it on YouTube, and every time I was like howling.
That's funny.
Jay loves it. Mike, what was your favorite Dere moment? Nice
I
try
told you.
trying to get out.
I told you.
What
I
did you
say
say?
You said.
Yeah, Jay, what did I say?
I know you said. I can't remember what it was you said.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah,
I totally remember.
Way to pay attention. Way to pay attention. I like it's not a funny moment, but my favorite Dere moment's the
Oh,
end when
yes.
he
Oh,
Oh
falls
yeah,
asleep
the
again.
ending. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
I
okay.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, Jay, would you think you'd get along with everyone?
Yeah, come on, Jay.
Or would you just be introverted?
I would like be introverted, but like over a while, like they just like make me warm up to them because like they're like it's just good family vibes.
That's what
Yeah.
coziness does. It
That's-
unlocks the
it's
shell
so
of
cozy.
the shelter, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're a cloister.
I like the dichotomy between like someplace you think would not be cozy, but it
Mhm.
turns out it is very cozy. And I also think it's funny that there's a mochi shop and across the way is another mochi shop.
That just seems like
Who-
poor planning.
Whose idea was that?
Yeah.
Kind of
happening?
And they don't even fight.
and they
Weirdly.
never fight,
Yeah.
but they always fight.
Yeah.
But the kids get along, which is
Yeah.
nice. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so sweet. I like the setting of this show.
Saccharine. It's quite saccharine, yes.
Well, let's get into the actual AniPro thoughts section.
Okay.
We've kind of alluded to
Okay.
it. We write down our our thoughts before we go into the
Yeah.
review so that we can discuss them, and we kind of make little bullet points, and then we can talk about the show that we watched. Now I just want to open it up. I just want to talk about the OP and the ED really quick.
Yeah.
I really liked them. Like I never skipped them personally.
Mhm.
I had a really good time. I love the marching sequence where they're marching and they got the batons and Tamako singing along to the song. It's just very cute. And the shot of her like giving whatever his name is the high fives, and then she turns around and does the little like thing with her sister.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
And then she strikes that like little cute pose after.
Yes,
Like
so cute. So
Very cute.
And the ED is just a vibe. You
Yeah.
guys probably heard the song and you're like, oh, Cole's gonna like this song.
Oh, yeah.
And-
I thought the ED actually was better than the OP, to be honest.
I
with you,
agree.
too.
I think the
Yeah.
ED was better.
I agree. I think the ED was better because it was more vibey. But
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
OP, man, it's so
The OP's it's a good
bombastic.
slice of life OP.
It's weird.
I'd
Like
say.
I feel like in a vacuum, I think the ED is the better like music video.
Mhm.
But as like a Tamako Market thing, I think the OP suits the show more than the ED does.
See,
Well,
I
it's
think-
perfect. It's a good intro to the show, and then
Mhm.
palate
Yeah.
cleanser at the end.
See, like the OP captures the elements of the show that are like on the surface, in my opinion, where it's like, oh, this is like this zany little market with these zany little girl and this zany little bird. They're doing crazy things and having lots of fun. And the
Mm.
ED is like, see, but they're actually people and they have like feelings that they're not addressing, but they're gonna bubble up, and it's a little more melancholy than you actually think when you dive a little deeper into the minds. You see that, and that's kind of what the ED does for me. Is it reminds you that these are complicated human beings, that even though they're just obsessed with mochi and birds and getting sneezed on and stuff. And
Yeah, I never got
Yeah.
that. Yeah, the
Yeah, that's
sneezing
weird.
thing. But I guess it was just a cultural thing from where he's from, I guess.
I think it was
I
just
guess.
like to add to the
Zany
comedy
Quirkiness?
and
Yeah.
wackiness of it all.
Okay, well, I liked both. I don't know if I can pick which one I liked more. I liked the song of the ED more, 100%. That ED song is
Mm-hmm.
just a bop. I really like it. But whose point is this next one? Was Tamako Market what you expected? What aspects did you enjoy or not enjoy?
Guardian Sama.
No, that was yours.
Yes. Oh,
No, it's not mine.
well, I'll take it then.
Oh no, sorry. I was reading the binge one. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that is mine.
So, well, Mike, why don't you
So
let us?
yeah, like
Yeah.
I felt like when I started this show, when Cole Rec picked this one for us to review, I had the idea of, okay, this is just be like another generic, simple slice of life. I didn't really realize the whole aspect with the island and the bird and the princess and the prince and this whole side plot going on to it. I didn't quite realize it was going to be a bit more of a, there's like a pseudo romance happening in this a little bit. I didn't realize all that stuff was going on with this one. And I
Okay.
felt like it just kind of took me by surprise a couple times. And I'm curious if you guys felt the same way.
I honestly was coming at it from the complete opposite direction. I didn't know about the bird and the princess and the prince and all of that. Based on the name of the sequel movie being called Tamako Love Story, I thought this was like a romance.
Didn't know
And-
that existed before I watched this, for the record.
There's romantic elements, but it's more like just like people crushing on each other, but
Yeah,
like it's
I
never
think, like,
resolved.
I think the way it feels to me is this show kind of sets up all the romance stuff that Tamako Love Story kind of pays off.
Right. Yeah. But like in a vacuum, like I was not expecting what I got with it, is what I would say.
Mhm.
What aspects did I enjoy? I mean, kind of like I didn't really not enjoy anything. Like I thought for a slice of life show, moe slice of life show, I thought it knocks it out of the park. I mean, generically, like I thought some plot points were kind of just like rushed and resolved really quickly. Like the whole, what song is Tamako humming all the time? It's kind of just like explained, and then that's, I don't know, it just felt really weird with that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like for what it is, I think it's really good at what it's setting out to do.
Yeah, I think it's fine for what it is. Like there was never anything that I was like, that doesn't need to be in there, or like I could have done without that. I think like it works. It's just like Cole was saying, there were like even the main plot thread kind of resolves a little easily. Like it's just like just someone says something and then it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Anyway,
that's it.
back to normal. We will never discuss this again
Yeah.
under penalty of death.
Yeah,
but that's
kinda
the
what it
beauty.
felt like a lot of time. Yeah.
That is just kind of going off of like, was there anything unnecessary? That's the beauty of a slice of life show.
Yeah.
There's no fat to trim because it's all just fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It just all
There-
kind of like the point of a slice of life show is to just like enjoy the silly antics of whoever's doing the thing that the silly antics are supposed to be
Yeah.
related to.
Now,
Yeah.
Mike, like, did you enjoy it or not enjoy it? Like, what aspects did you enjoy or not?
I think
enjoy?
I overall enjoyed it, like the majority of this. I would say that like it felt like another example of an anime that wears too many hats sometimes.
Mm.
Like it just felt like there was a lot. It was trying to do a lot while also maintaining that cozy slice of life vibe.
Right.
But like sometimes it seemed like it could have just, if it would have just dived deeper into any of those elements, I feel like it would have been a bit stronger of an anime. Like if it would have dived more into the romance, if it would have dived more into the comedy, I think, or if it would have dived more into the plot. I think because it tried to do so many things, I think it suffered as a result.
Yeah, it kind of goes surface level on everything rather than like digging deep.
It's just skimming the surface. That's a good way to put it. It skims the surface of like a bunch of different things. And
Yeah. Like with regards even to like one of my points later on, I say like the show is surprisingly progressive for what it is. But like it doesn't really dig deep. Like, okay, there's a character who is implied to be transgender in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a character who is implied to be at least bisexual with Tamako. But everything is kind of just implied, and it doesn't really dig deep into anything, which, I mean, that's not the point of the show, but everything is kind of, just kind of surface level. And even with like the psyche of the characters, I'd like to dig more into the trauma of like Tamako losing her mom. But every time it comes up, it's just like, oh, I'm fine. Which
exactly.
is valid. That's valid.
And but like at the same time, I don't think that's like, this is that kind of show.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Right?
It's just,
But then why put it in there though? You know, like it shows these things and then it just chooses not to explore them. And I know you guys clearly like the show, but I'm pointing out these things that kind of bothered me a little bit about it, as I felt
it's valid.
It wanted to do more, but it didn't. For a slice of life show, it didn't give itself time to breathe and ruminate on itself a little bit, which I feel like is strange for a slice of life, because that's really what, like you guys said, it's slice of life supposed to be all fat. It's supposed to give it time to ruminate and kind of just enjoy the little things, but it kind of didn't give itself time to do that. I felt, that felt weird to me.
It's a weirdly fast-paced, slow show.
Yeah,
in a weird way.
The pacing is very strange in the show.
Move on to different stuff. I said this again, another point here. It's like a grounded fairy tale.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like a light fever dream. It feels like you're just,
I guess.
Yeah, you're kind of just moving along. Like there's talking animals. There's like,
and everyone just kind of accepts all of this stuff.
And it all just kind of happens. And like, it feels like one of those things where like you accept it in the moment, like a dream. You accept it in the moment, but then when you wake up, it's like,
what?
Why is there a
That's
talking
odd.
Bird? Why was I not freaked out more by that?
It's just kind of like suspension of disbelief, the show.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. It's this little weird world where like anything can happen in little market in Kyoto.
Yeah, my thing of it being like a fever dream grounded fairy tale is not a bad thing. I like that. I think it's very unique in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're expecting like a really tight story, it's not that.
It's not that. Yeah, it
kind of flows. It's very ethereal. It's very like,
it's much more fantastic.
Yeah.
Like fantastical.
Yeah, and kind of herky-jerky a little bit, which is fitting of a dream a bit.
Mhm.
Would you say though that like that fever dream vibe / like kind of weird pacing of it, do you think that like made it a good binge? I'm just kind of teasing Jay's point here. Or do you think this is a better one to watch like an episode at a time?
Well, personally speaking, if I may, I think this was a great binge. My schedule while I'm watching a show is like, okay, I'll watch like 2 episodes a day and then I'll be done by Friday. I was done on Wednesday night. Like,
Yeah.
I was done 2 days ahead of schedule just because like I'd wake up in the morning and I'd watch an episode. Like first thing in the morning, I'd be laying in bed watching an episode. I'd watch an episode right before I went to bed. Something about it just really like put its talons in me and just picked me up and carried me away. I thought it was a great binge. And honestly, if I was watching this as it was airing, I'd probably forget about it and not. I don't know if it would have been a good show to watch as it was airing.
I think that's also kind of what happened with this show, because like, it's not like, I think it has over 100,000 people at least have it on their planning in AniList, and like not that many people talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
you
like,
see it come up, like people do talk about it
here
but
and
it's-
there, I guess, but like
for the Kyoani shows, it's probably like the down on the list.
one of the more
recommendations,
one of the more niche shows for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I had a great time binging it. Jay, did you find it an
Uh,
easy watch?
It's weird because like I feel like the first half of the show I was like, I probably wish I watched this weekly. But then like the second half of the show, when it start being a bit more having a bit more of a serialized narrative, it kind of lent itself to the binge. So like I don't like, I kind of feel like if you were to watch this as a weekly thing, watch it weekly until like episode 6 and then wait till it finishes and then binge the rest.
And then binge the whole thing after that. If you could go back in time and tell a person how to watch this show, that would be
wait till like week 6 and then binge it, basically.
Yeah. I mean, Oh, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cole, I want to say my point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's on me.
He's always talking over us, AJ.
I know, right?
I think.
Listen, I'm sorry, okay? I don't mean to talk over you.
I had a good.
Cole, shut up!
Cole, shut up! I had a good time binging this one. I think. I do think that. I think we've all kind of agreed on this. That I honestly think if it was airing weekly, I don't know if I would have made it to episode 6. Honestly, I think I would have probably got bored and forgot about it. Honestly, because it really doesn't do much in those first couple episodes to hook you in until like really. Until my girl Choi comes in, really, is when it starts kicking. I'm telling you,
it's just cute.
The thing that I will say,
that's what it's got going for it. Yeah.
That you guys kind of alluded to is like it kind of introduces ideas and then like drops them for a bit, and then it'll pick it back up like closer to the end. Cole's being weird, but like it, so like it. In like episode 1 or 2, it introduces like that Dere can project a thing, but like then it doesn't address that for like 5 episodes.
Fever dream, man.
Yeah, like Dere, like some points I was like, is he mechanical? I genuinely don't know the answer to that, honestly. But like he's eats and he gets fat. Yeah,
it's just a magic bird.
It's very, very weird. Very weird. Yeah,
he's just a magic talking bird. Yeah, it's strange for sure. Now what I will say is, now that I've watched the whole thing, I really want to watch the movie. Like I might watch it after we're done this.
So I will say, as someone who's watched the movie,
oh, you watched it? Okay.
Yeah. If you were disappointed that this show did not have enough, like you were like expecting more romance or you wanted romance, the movie is just straight up only romance, and it just dives into the main relationship of the story between Tamako and the boy there. It's just straight up
Mochi.
I forget what his name is.
Mochizo. That's it. Yeah.
Mochizo. The movie's good. Actually, the movie, frankly, is better than the show, to be honest with you, because it's very like, it's just a very self-contained, nice little romance, and I'd highly recommend it to anyone who likes an anime romance.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's called Tamako Love Story. I figured it was more of a romance show.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. It's you would love it, Cole. Both you and Jay would love it. I tell you that for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely like probably gonna watch this. If not today, then probably sometime this week.
Yeah.
So you feel like the plot was a bit more like straightforward in the movie, right?
Yes, incredibly. It was just, here is the story of their love, and then this show, all over the place of the plot a little bit.
Did you feel the plot was sufficient? How much overreaching plot do you require? Does a slice of life anime require? Was the plot sufficient? I feel like for what it is, yes. Slice of life's answering the second question. How much overarching plot does a slice of life anime require? Not much, I would say.
I think
this
it
is
depends.
just.
I think
it depends
too.
Yeah,
I think
it depends. Like, if a show that is going to be a slice of life introduces like an interesting hook in episode 1, and then it goes to a slice of life after that, and it's like you're waiting for payoff to that hook, then you're not going to be into the slice of life.
Yeah,
that's that's an interesting point. Yeah,
right.
Because like you're going to be waiting for the next plot point. If there's a plot point introduced at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it's slice of life, you're like, okay, well, I wanted more plot.
Yeah,
right.
It's like someone giving you a bite of a sandwich and then taking it away. You're gonna be like,
and then giving like you get a bite of the sandwich, and then they take it away and they give you an Oreo. And it's like, well,
hell yeah,
like,
I
guess I'll eat the Oreo, but like I want the sandwich.
The sandwich is good. Yeah, you showed me the sandwich. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
For what this show is, I feel like it didn't really require it. I feel like
it plays into quite a bit actually of overarching plot.
I mean, not
It does.
like there is a plot, but like it doesn't really like move along. Like
yeah,
I
I
know
don't
that
think it
there are plot
relies
points.
on its plot to
Yeah.
like it doesn't lean on it. Where like if a show leaned kind of heavily on the plot at the beginning and then went to slice of life,
Mhm.
then probably would need it more because you might get
Like
bored.
there are
Like,
moments and episodes in this where like the plot is not accelerated at all. Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. I'm just thinking like when I think of pure slice of life, I think of like a laid back camp or something like that, where there literally is no overarching plot. The plot is
Mhm.
this
they're
does
gonna-
have
each
more than
episode
that.
they're just
Yeah.
going to do this one by compared to like something like that. This has an overarching, like, quite a lot of plot actually.
Yeah.
Again, not to say because we already did comparisons, but it's very K-On! Like there is a finish line to this.
Yeah.
But it's not concerned about like getting there
It's a
too
B-plot.
quickly. It's like we're gonna just kind of vibe,
Yeah.
and we'll get to the end eventually because we gotta.
Yeah, like I feel like the A plot is kind of more Tamako and her arcade, and then the B plot is kind of the stuff with the prince and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I
kinda.
mean, there's other plots too, like
Yeah.
different characters kind of going through their
Love
feelings
triangle,
for
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the haunted house thing and the
Yeah.
other friend who wasn't their friend but then becomes their friend because she's a kudere. There's a
That's
kudere
what
in
they call
this.
it.
Yeah.
There is a
She plays
kudere.
badminton. That's not a real
Yeah.
sport, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. They play,
Did the
but they also
com-
do baton, so like that's not a real
That's
sport either.
Yeah.
yeah, that's 100% not a real
The
sport.
show also has a lot of comedy.
It does have
It
a lot of
does.
comedy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did the comedy
and,
land?
Do you think it landed for you?
Yeah.
Why do you feel that way?
I think it did. There are times where it has that Kyoani comedy sometimes where it's like it's funny in the moment, but then when you think about like if you saw somebody doing it in real life, it would be the cringiest thing you've ever seen. I can't think of an exact example of it, but you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, now that you say that, that lands.
It feels kind of like
It's-
SpongeBob comedy. Like it's just like
Yeah. Kind of.
like ridiculous,
Mhm.
and like
Yeah.
over exaggerated to the nth degree.
They
Like every time Tamako was singing the song or catching her dad singing the song or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
he'd like get super embarrassed and then like run away. That's a good example of, I think, like what you guys are talking about, where it's like in anime that is funny and works, but like if you picture like a grown man doing that, it's like less funny, I guess. Like if I just can't, I don't know. That's a good.
I think it
Yeah.
depends on the situation as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if like it's someone in your family that's doing that, like you'd probably just like give them like a light, like, haha, this is like, I'm poking fun at you kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if it was just like a random guy in your neighborhood that was like that, then you'd be like, what are you doing?
yeah.
Why are you this? Why are
Yeah.
you so embarrassed?
What I will 100% say is funny in this show is its editing. Like Kyoani does such
Yeah.
a good job
Yeah.
with like comedic cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just like super creative cuts too as well. There's one shot where Tamako's walking into a shop. She gets like halfway through the door and then it hard cuts to her walking out. And
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
it's super creative and it uses that comedically sometimes too. Yeah, SpongeBob-y, I would
Yeah,
say.
it is,
yeah.
it is. That's a good take, Jay. That's a good comparison, SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I thought lots of my favorite comedy moments were Kana, the other friend there with the red short hair,
Mm-hmm.
who talks like very formal and almost robotic. I thought
Yeah.
I thought her bits were quite funny because it was just
Mhm.
like so left field from what all the other people are doing. Like they're like worried about all this other stuff, and she's like, "I don't like that the locker by me is broken. I want to fix it." And then
Mhm.
all this other stuff would happen, and then she like, "I think I'm going to fix the locker." Would be like the next thing she says.
Yeah.
Like-
or her at the end, they're like giving somebody gifts and here you go. Here's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it's a hammer. And then she takes it and she's like, oh, I didn't think you'd actually take my hammer.
yeah, exactly.
But that's something like
Yeah.
her being like obsessed with carpentry. In
Yeah.
the moment, yeah, it's cute. It's this like little girl being obsessed with carpentry. But like in real life, it's like, that's very strange.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think
yeah.
it's that bizarreness that is funny. Like that's the
Yeah,
comedy.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. It's just my concern. My concern is people watch this and think that behavior is funny, and it's not funny. If you do that in real life, leave it in anime.
Well, some things get left in anime. Some things get left in anime.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta leave that in there.
Just laugh at the bizarre.
Laugh at the bizarre. Yeah, you don't have to be bizarre. Unless you want to
No.
be, I guess.
No.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Do
I don't know what I'm
you
trying
wanna
to say.
do.
You just do you.
Yeah.
How do we feel about the character designs? Did they have an impact on the show's charm? Yeah. That is the show's charm.
Yeah. There was very like classic Kyoani character designs. It clearly, I think it's the same team that worked on K-On! That did this. So, and you can kind of tell it looks.
All of the
very similar.
characters have baby hands. That's something I noticed with this style of Kyoani. Their hands all look like little babies.
They're just
baby
pointy,
hands.
just little tiny hands.
I will say the thing that like I kind of noticed about the character designs for me was like if you put any like Tamako, for example, next to someone from K-On!, I wouldn't notice the difference. And obviously like same character design. But like because of that, it kind of like loses any like a little bit of originality and uniqueness to its design.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah.
And might be just a small nitpick, but like it just like I kept thinking like this is just K-On! Like
Other K-On!
but like they were done with the source material, so they decided to do their own thing.
Yeah. What I would like, yes, from a micro sense, but from a macro sense, like it's a Kyoani style, right? Like,
yeah.
Trigger shows look similar too.
Yeah. Well, like, of that era, I guess, is what I'd say too. Because, like, I feel like new Kyoani shows don't really look quite like this anymore. But
yeah, a little bit.
But
different,
like,
but
I even like look at Free and like that still has like some kind of.
Yeah, sometimes the girls, like the sister in Free, looks like this. I bet if you looked at her hands, she's got little baby hands. I bet.
A little bit, but like I feel like it has enough that like I can separate the two, whereas like this looks like almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. It's just for me, I think I'm more okay with it.
Yeah,
I guess
it was just something that like bothered me.
100%.
Yeah. Well, I get it, and frankly, I think that having them, even though it is like a kind of an established trope, I don't know if that's the word for it, established thing, I felt like having them look this cute definitely helped my enjoyment of the show because it was just added to it.
Yeah, you're just seeing cinnamon rolls being cute. Yeah. Our final point here of the day, gentlemen. Do we wish the show had more romance? Jay, do you wish there was more romantic chemistry in this show?
I'm going to be honest. I thought that the show had a lot of romance in it. Obviously nothing like that like blossomed into like a relationship, but like a lot of people had crushes on each other, and there was like obvious like kind of hints at certain people liking each other and things like that. So like from that perspective, which like a lot of romance shows stay at already, I thought it had a lot. So I don't think it needed more. Just kind of.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. More is an interesting thing. Like off the top of my head, I was going to say, yes, I wish it had more, but Jay's right. It did have lots. So like, do I need more? No, not necessarily. Do I want a payoff? Yeah, I probably kind of wanted a payoff.
I think, and like going in, like I knew Tamako Love Story existed, and like I was like, okay, that's probably going to be where I get all the payoff. So,
well, then that's the other thing. I knew Tamako Love Story existed, so maybe I was expecting more romance. So maybe that was kind of led to a little bit of a not disappointment per se, but like I don't know. I was wanting more. It left me wanting. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Because it to me, it sort of starts off, like, I feel like the show began and ended with most of the romantic parts. So, like, it start, like Jay alluded to earlier, like, I felt like it gave you the sandwich at the start, and then it took it away, and then you didn't have another bite of sandwich till the end, kind of thing. And that was
but then when you
just
got the sandwich at the end, you're like,
it was pretty.
"That's a
And
good
then
sandwich."
you had another bite of the sandwich, and then they took it away again, and you're like, oh, what the heck, man? And then they're like, you got to see the movie. That's where you get the rest of the sandwich.
Well,
And that-
hey man, that's just good marketing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like damn it, I got to pay for the sandwich. I got to pay for the movie so I can eat the sandwich now.
And Mike, did you get the sandwich?
I did. It was actually quite. You know me, I'm not the biggest slice of life, not the biggest romance fan. Honestly, Tamako Love Story is a hell of a romance movie. Go watch it
Nice.
if you can.
Wow. Sold.
There you go.
Sold, yeah. Well, final thoughts. Jay, why don't you let us know what you thought of this?
Yeah, Tamako Love Story Tamako Market. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Was a fun slice of life comedy that like I think was just like a good sit down and enjoy show. It's not going to change any lives or anything. But like I didn't expect it to going in, so like whatever. Tamako is a very charming and bubbly character and is surrounded by a loving family of community members that are also very charming in their own right. And yeah, I feel like if you like stuff like Amagi Brilliant Park, this will be another thing that you'll just feel right at home with. Yeah, I can definitely see it being kind of like one of those a show that like it tries something and then it just kind of like drops it before it kind of gets to the peak of what it's trying to do and then moving on to something else. I can understand that perspective. But at the same time, I feel like if you're just going in for the slice of life stuff and that's what you're looking for with it, you're still going to have a pretty good time. And I had a pretty good time watching this. So I'm going to say that it tickled my jimmies and move on with my life.
Wow.
Okay.
Mike, how do you feel?
I feel like I'm not ready to move on with my life yet. I need to tell you guys what I think of this first. Then maybe I'll move on with my life.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Well, I mean, tell me.
Well, I'll tell you in a second.
Can you tell me already? Like, just tell me.
If you
Can you stop talking over me?
Cole, can you stop talking over?
I thought
I need like some duct tape to put over your mouth.
I know he's a yappy boy. He's like a chihuahua. It's the hair. He's got chihuahua hair. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyway, Tamako Market. Generally, I'm not the hugest slice of life guy. Like I've kind of said a couple times. It's not usually like my favorite genre, just because I do enjoy. I'm more of a drama. I like a kind of an interesting, intriguing, intricate plot. That's generally what I go for. I did feel like this.
A man of culture. Truly a man of culture.
Cole,
Yeah.
it's his turn.
Yeah, shut the hell up. So
I'm gonna mute you in a second, boy.
I felt like having the elements of the plot that were in this and having a bit more going on actually helped my enjoyment of the show quite a bit more than it would have. If it didn't have a lot of that stuff going on and a lot of the hats it was wearing, I felt like I wouldn't have enjoyed this as much as I did. That said, at the same time, I do feel like I might have dropped this show if I didn't get to the first half of the show. I would have dropped if it weren't for the review, but at certain points, there are episodes in this show that I genuinely think are fantastic and like certified almost. I would even say like the episode, I think it's episode 9. Oh, sorry. I almost died there. The episode with the little sister and her little arc there with her crush. Super cute. Great episode. Yeah. Highly recommend that to anyone. There's a second episode that for some reason is eluding to me that I thought was like, I think it was episode 9. It was like the peak of the series in my opinion. And those, just on the strength of those couple points alone, carried this show for me. And I think the Kyoani cuteness is undeniable. I think there is a charm to the show that people will enjoy. Even if Dere annoys you, I think he adds to the show too. And I'm just gonna give you my rating and move on with my life. I'm gonna say it's worth considering. Consider this one. Consider this show, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was something we didn't talk about. I thought the little sister, Anko,
Yeah.
right? Anko. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
great. I really like her.
Great character. Great character.
Yeah, she feels like a little sister. Like she's spunky and fun.
The dynamic between the two of them kind of reminded me of Yui and Ui from K-On!
Kind
a
of.
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
reversed a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough because like neither of them are idiots. Like Yui is an idiot and Ui
Yeah,
is super
but, like-
competent. But like they have that dichotomy that's the
Tamako's
same.
more bubbly than
Mhm.
Anko, which
Yeah.
like Yui's the bubbly one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yui best girl. 100%.
I figured it out. Episode 9, by the way, is the episode with where they figure out the origins of the dad's song.
That was good.
Yeah.
I really like the end of
Those
that
two
episode.
episodes on their own like bring this show's rating up
Yeah.
significantly for me. Yeah.
Mike, I mean, going last. I love going last because you guys said everything.
Yeah.
Nice. Now I don't have to say anything. Mike, you had a great point. Like the overarching like feeling of the show, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. But then there were like these moments where it was like brilliant.
Yeah.
Like the last episode, the resolution of stuff, these moments of like it almost becomes like emotional, but then like it doesn't. Again, with the editing, like there's one shot late in the show where they're kind of alluding to something and there's a quick cut of like Tamako as a little girl and everybody realizes like what's happening and everybody kind of comforts her immediately.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really good at
Mhm.
times. Great binge, super easy to watch. Felt like a fever dream, like I said. It was like there are like urban fairy tales. And that's what I would say this is, but like even the setting of it is very fantastical, but not. Do you know what I mean? Like everybody's kind of too nice and it's like don't wake me up from the dream kind of thing because this is really nice. There's issues. Yeah, I would have liked maybe a bit more romance. Dere is annoying, but in a good way. So I wouldn't call that a negative or anything like that. I think some of the issues I had with it were probably self-induced. Like I was expecting more of a romance.
Mm.
The show doesn't sell itself as a romance show. It's just that's what I was expecting out of it, considering the
Mhm.
name of the sequel movie. So that's on me, and I completely understand that. Yeah, I would say easy tickles my jimmies. Like this was definitely, I can see why Jay and I had a higher rating of it than Mike did. Like we like our slice of lives.
Mhm.
But even that being said, like Mike's not a slice of life guy and he still
Still liked
I
it.
had
enjoyed it.
a good
I enjoyed
time.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No.
that in and of itself says something about this show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I would say give it a chance. Like it's an easy 12 episoder. And it tickled my jimmies, I would say. Yeah. Yeah. That's a review. Gentlemen, we've got a manga review coming up pretty soon. It's actually, I looked into it. It's called Love Bullet. That's our next manga review.
Well, Cole, if you wanted some romance, I mean, here we go. It's got love right in the title.
I mean, sure. Yeah. It's got love right in the title. And then we've got an anime review coming up. That's Umamusume, Pretty Derby. And then we're also going to be reviewing Kids on the Slope. Our review after that's going to be our listener's choice fantasy review. We've got Beyond the Boundary, Log Horizon, and Aria the animation. So you will be able to vote on that pretty soon,
right.
but not quite yet. We got to work on stuff before we get into that.
And we're also going to be revealing our next round of manga reviews after Love Bullet. So
That's
stay
right.
tuned for
It's our
that.
final one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh man, no, I got to pick out a manga too. Jeez, guys, you're making me do work. Thank you so
You
much
got a
for
couple
listening.
weeks.
I got a couple weeks, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people, Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Braindead B-Dog, Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juzz, Mogmog, Uncle of Light, and Super Mexi. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod, and please join our Discord community to keep up with us and other listeners. Links to everything is in the description or at our website, AniProPod.com. That is AniProPod.com. Come over to our website. Come to our Discord. Talk to us. Let us know what you think of Tamako Market. And should we watch Tamako Love Story? Is that something we should do?
Yes.
Are you interested in watching Tamako Love Story? Let us know.
Yeah, let me know. If I get enough people saying that they're interested, then I'll watch it. But until then, I'm not going to watch it at all.
Go in our Discord and go hashtag love story for Cole. And if we get enough of those, then Cole will go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. I'll lead us in a round of bye-byes, I think, this time. It's time that we lay our heads down upon our pillows and we say to the world and to our listeners and to the world and that our listeners live in, because our listeners are in the world. And anyway, bye-bye.
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 Bye bye.